Number 5 of President Trump's 20 core promises to make America great again is to stop outsourcing and turn the U.S. into a manufacturing superpower. There are clear national security advantages to domestic manufacturing, which reduces reliance on volatile or adversarial nations. There are also economic benefits, such as providing high-paying jobs to American workers. Manufacturing is one of the largest sectors of the U.S. economy, right? But in spite of the fact that the number of manufactured jobs has been increasing, in 2024, there were about 13 million manufacturing jobs in the United States, which is down from its peak of 20 million back in 1979. As always, you can see the big COVID dip here on this chart, but manufacturing has also struggled recently, you can see, and that's a lot of that has to do with high interest rates, preventing companies from investing in manufacturing infrastructure, and also high inflation, which make the raw materials used in manufacturing more expensive. And all the while, our manufacturing workforce has been dropping from 20 million to 13 million. The United States has led the world in funding for research and development, meaning that U.S. inventions are being manufactured somewhere else. Manufacturing was also a big area of emphasis for President Biden, and the CHIPS Act, which sought to bring the semiconductor industry home, the Inflation Reduction Act pumped money into domestic manufacturing. All of those were focused on increasing domestic manufacturing, but the fate of those bills and those provisions is unknown. The Inflation Reduction Act also included tax incentives for meeting domestic manufacturing goals. There are a number of programs within the Department of Defense, also funded by the National Science Foundation, to update manufacturing infrastructure in the United States. And similarly, the fate of all of those things is a little bit unknown right now. So far, President Trump seems to be relying on tariffs as a way to boost U.S. manufacturing, and potentially that will help. But there are a number of headwinds he needs to keep in mind if he wants to reach his goal of making the U.S. a manufacturing superpower. If inflation persists, that'll keep production costs high, particularly for raw materials and energy. And that'll weigh on profit margins and kind of put a curb on expansion in domestic manufacturing. Also, geopolitical tensions aren't good in general for the economy. Trade disputes and potential supply chain disruptions will be a concern for manufacturers. And finally, there is a skills gap in the American workforce that's going to need to be closed if we're going to have enough workers to support this increase in domestic manufacturing. And killing DEI initiatives and anti-immigration policies might not really gel with producing the workforce that we need to support this growth in manufacturing.